one song that's just occurred to me, and I've done the others, I think Motörhead, Overkill and Stay Clean. So Motörhead's early sort of classics, as it were, especially Overkill and Motörhead, the title track. But one from the 1987 rock and roll album, Boogeyman, just showcases Lemmy's. It's this thing of almost playing lead and rhythm at the same time on the bass, because everyone, I think it was Worsley said, well, Phil Fennell said he's a rhythm guitarist, not a bass player, and he always said, he played rhythm guitar, etc. But I suddenly thought, I was just reading something about Wilco Johnson, and the legendary British guitarist Dr. Feelgood, and the injury in the Blockheads and all this sort of thing. And he's always praised for the fact that he simultaneously plays lead and rhythm. But Lemmy did the same on the bass, and Boogeyman really demonstrates that. And I thought about some more, and there's just tons of great stuff in there for the learning bass, the developing bass player, or whatever, So I'd just like to look at this. What I'm going to do, I'll go through it. I don't know it note for note. I know it close enough, just listen to it by ear. So I don't have any tabs for it or anything, if anyone asks, unfortunately. And I doubt very much that Lemmy, it was a set. The riff was exactly identical. I think he just, he had a certain number of things, just stuck them together as he felt like. But anyway, I'm just going to quickly go through it. So it'll be something like this. This is the intro from Boogeyman, right? Something like that. And this is, because it's in A, the amp's a bit noisy, I'll turn down the gain. Because it's in A, it's, right, let's start, right, so you've got open strings here. You're in the key of A, and it's a blues pattern. It's A, up to the D, A, E, B, A, and then you turn around as E again. So you've got open strings to play with. So all the time he's got a drone string going. So let's look at it a bit here. Right, I'm on the right. Let's play the open A, bottom A, open A. And let's double it up, octave, seventh fret on the D. And we're going to do a hammer on there. Right, we've got positioned. That's your third finger. Put your first finger on the 5th fret of the D. Play those two notes together. That's what is called in musical terminology a discord. I hear it sounds like crap. But we can do magical things when we hammer on the third finger. So we've got a hammer on here. Play it together. So that in itself, as always, the feedback I get, and thanks a lot for that, because it shows it's connecting with people and stuff. But primarily, as people they're just starting out or they're coming back to it and stuff. So I think this is, I'm not going, what am I trying to say? I think it's connecting with people. People are getting something from it, basically. So I'll carry on just taking it all apart and showing bit by bit. So, and that can just be an exercise. And get that thumb if you can. I've got small thumbs as well, so there's no excuse. I've got small thumbs. Put your thumb and just rest it on the E. So it's dampened. And your third finger just resting on the G. So that's dampened. So all you're getting is all you're hearing is those two notes, those two strings. But you can hit everything. And that's how you get the sort of Lemmy power, as it were. So So I'm going right across there. That shows, you know, Lemmy's skill, as it were, because you can't really. I've seen this song covered a few times, and people are sort of a bit, you know, but you really got to sort of. So that's the first thing you can practice to build up towards. So you can hit all the strings, and you're doing the hammer on. And then fifth fret, 6th, 7th on the A string, D string, 5th, 7th I think. And alternate picking, up and down picking. So let's just put that riff by itself. 5th fret, 6th, 7th. Picking pattern. So let's just do that twice. Slow it down a bit. Now go to the D and just strum that, the classic Lemmy, open D and octave on the G string. Just sort of, again, the 5th fret sounds like not that great, but you can. And I don't think on the intro of this record of Boogeyman, I don't think he did this, but he did it loads anyway. So I'm going to stick it in just for practice. Try just to slide this, not a hammer on, not that. That's a hammer on. That's a pull off. Try it. Just slide up 2 frets. So you go. And go back down again. Slide up and down. Or slide up and pull off. Slide down. And again, so what I'm trying to get is isn't a note for note. You know, this is what Lemmy played exactly with Boogeyman. It's more of a different techniques to learn contained just in that intro riff. So we can just you know, just break it. We can just isolate this bit. And up and down pan. And again, you've got your thumb resting across 2 strings. So you can really hammer, yeah. And you can experiment. That sort of thing, and then, but for the purposes of this exercise, go back down to the A. So what we've got so far, let's go. Okay, next, so we've done the A, go up to the D, and we just repeat the A, what we did at the start. Drop down to the E. Oh, it's nasty. Got intonation problems with this guitar. It's the Japanese seasons it, plays havoc on the neck, twists it and stuff. Humidity and stuff, and extreme cold, etc. Anyway, now here we can play. This is always a tricky one, playing the octave. So 7th fret on the E, on the A, beg pardon, and play the bottom E. This is it's a tricky one because it can sound just like mud because it's too low down, but on this one we can get away with it. So so hit those two notes, and you're choking. I'm fretting with the second finger, and you can just lie the first finger gently on those top two strings, so you can hit the whole. You're not hearing those. They're choked. Then D. And start again. So D, A. That finally, when you play the E again, that's called your turnaround. So I was like a train just going around an oval track, and it's come back to the start. It's just completed the loop. That's your turnaround in a 12-bar pattern. As fast and everything it is, it's a 12-bar pattern. It's a rock and roll pattern. Total, just Chuck Berry, just amped up. So what I've simplified it a bit because I mean, Lemmy there's loads of riffs and licks and stuff. You could do variations on a theme all day long. So, but I've just simplified it and repeated patterns just to try and break it down into, like, you know, this chunk here, the bit in A, the bit in D, E. You know, so you can just take parts out and just practice them in isolation and just do them again and again till stuff like you don't have to think anymore about resting your thumb on strings or choking these strings and actually fretting the other strings and stuff. It's frustrating as Friar Tuck when you're starting, it really is. And then, but believe me, it clicks and you suddenly you've got it. It's an instinctive thing. That has to just, your muscle memory just has to learn it. But you know, if you just keep on going at it, it will happen. All right, so we're nearly 13 minutes, so I'll just do a quick run through at normal speed just to finish off, and I'm going to simplify it a bit, so I'm going to repeat stuff and that, so I'm not going to go crazy on it.